Hi, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Huddle. This week, we've got a special guest host, Super Bowl champ James Jones. James, thanks for being here, man.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing well. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well, man. Appreciate you for having me, man.
I know you're a network analyst now over at the NFL.
I'm trying to be.
Doing a very good job.
I'm trying to be, yeah. Appreciate it.
But how's life? Tell us what's been going on with you.
Man, life is good, man. 2 little boys, man. I coach both their teams, man. I got 2 little football players in the works, man. So I'm getting them right. And then, yeah, back and forth to L.A. I live in Arizona now, so it's an up and down flight, which is good. So I'm having the ball, living the dream. Packers 3-0, so I get to talk some good football.
Fans, how about that? 3-0, you got to give a big cheer for that. Let's talk about this team being 3-0 because when Matt LaFleur was hired, I saw that Chicago game on the road. Nobody expected this team to be where they're at, but they have played very well, especially on defense.
Well, I've been telling everybody the whole time, I'm like, to be honest with you, if Matt LaFleur don't win Coach of the Year, something up. Because it's not too many coaches that get to come into a great situation. You know, if you look at the Miami Dolphins coach, you look at a lot of coaches that come into bad situations. LaFleur was able to come into a very good situation. A lot of good players, Hall of Fame quarterback, a lot of people to build around, #1 wide receiver. So, I mean, this is what I expected. I didn't expect the defense to play this well. I expected Aaron and the offense to kind of, early on be able to carry the defense. But, I mean, it's encouraging that the defense is helping them out. But I expected this, man. A lot of talent on this football team.
What is it like as a former receiver here, seeing the defense shine and the offense kind of finding their way?
It's about their time.
Yeah.
It's about their time. I mean, for years around here, man, it's been all about the offense, Aaron Rodgers, the receivers, the running backs. And, it's crazy because Charles Woodson and all those guys used to always come up to us, Nick Collins, be like, man, y'all get all the credit, man. So it's good to see that the tables is turned a little bit. The defense is holding it down. But at the end of the day, it's a good thing because if they continue to play defense the way they play, and the Packers is possibly going to be holding up this Super Bowl trophy.
What do you think? I think we got a good response from that. We would love to see that here in Green Bay. Well, let's talk about the start to this last game because this team's so good when they get off early. It's our Hupien Abraham good drive of the game, voted best, rated best year after year. And it's Aaron Rodgers 5 plays, but it's drawing the defense off sides as we've seen him do, hitting MVS.
Bread and butter.
Why is he so good at this? What's the secret?
I wish I could tell you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, man, he's very good at the snap count, man. And it's crazy because you would think, like, when players come in, coaches would tell them, do not jump off sides, especially at home. He's going to try to get you to jump off sides with the snap count. You would think they would know by now, like, voice-wise and all that type of stuff when he's going to do it. But he switches it up all the time. They never know, and he consistently gets them. And it's the best play in football, man. But we always used to first one deep, get the ball. So on that play, it was MVS.
At home, you see this big smile on his face when he's talking about all this right here? So as a receiver, though, when this is coming, I mean, you want to take that first quick step, beat your guy off the line, but how do you stop yourself?
What's crazy is because Coach always used to go back and show us film of just a regular play, no one jumping off sides. We weren't really running that fast. And then he showed a free play. And then Aaron Rodgers getting them jumping off sides, and you just see us shot out of a cannon. And he said, why don't you guys run this fast every play? Because we like on that play, it's first one deep, gets the ball. So on them other plays, we don't really know if we're getting it. But on them free plays, if Aaron sees you the first one down the field, you're going to get it. So I always try to beat Jordy, Donald, all them boys down the field to make sure Aaron sees you first.
Yeah, I think a little extra incentives on those.
Absolutely.
That's our Hupien Abraham good drive of the game. They remind you not to text and drive, but we've got to talk about your relationship with Aaron Rodgers. You guys are close. You've been talking, texting, whatever through the season. What are some of those conversations like, and what can you do from him to support you now in your new role?
Well, he definitely helps me out now, man. The NFL Network thinks he's just big time, like he's just gold. So, before I went on the network, I guess he never really came on, did, personal interviews and all that. So me having him on, he they can't tell me nothing around the network. I'm like, man, you want Aaron to come on here, you got to keep me. You can't.
Yeah. The golden goose kind of a little bit right there. Are you slipping him 10%, agent fee?
No, man, he make too much money, man. I tell him I need something on the top because I'm getting him a little bit of airtime. No, but, man, since day one, man, ever since Brett was the quarterback and we went through that whole thing when Aaron was the backup and then we let Brett go, I was a rookie, and I kind of was like the only one, and I took a lot of heat for that too because I was a rookie, and I didn't know how big Brett was around here, so. Right. The media came up to me, man. It was you guys that suckered me in.
See, he's already grouping me in with them.
And they came up to me when I was a rookie, and they were like, what do you think about this whole situation with Brett and Aaron? And I've been out on the practice field with Aaron. I've seen what he can do. I've seen the throws he can make. Yeah, obviously I played my rookie year with Brett, and I knew Brett was good too, but I'm like, I want Aaron.
Being honest.
Man, that me, man, the fans, the media, everybody like, who is this rookie talking that junk, talking about getting Brett out of here? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, man, I see Aaron out there, man. I wanted Aaron as my quarterback. And ever since then, I mean, me and him just clicked, man. And, I mean, our relationship's been getting better and better every year. But he knows that I'm always going to be the same guy no matter what, man. On the field, off the field, I'm always going to be the jokester. It doesn't matter if you're Aaron, Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver. Hey, if the joke's on you, the joke's on you. And I'm always the same guy. So, we have a good relationship.
We're just getting started tonight on Inside the Huddle. We got to take our first commercial break. Don't touch that remote. We'll be back live to the Green Bay Distillery right after this. Well, one of the guys that's all over the TV right now is Packers cornerback Jair Alexander. Had a huge play yesterday as we get some cheers. Come on, you guys can cheer. 3-0. So, James, here's the play. This kid's a first-round pick.
Yes.
What does he bring to this Packers defense? Because his energy is infectious.
He reminds me of Charles Woodson, man. He's not as big as Charles Woodson, but the main thing that stands out when you talk about him or even when you see him play on the football is his football IQ. He's extremely smart. On top of him being talented, he's extremely smart. Not too many players, not too many cornerbacks are going to take on a hit on a big-time tight end and think about stripping the ball out and knocking the ball out and ripping it away, man. And his football IQ, when I first met Charles Woodson, that's the main thing that stood out. I'm like, this dude's a heck of an athlete, but his football IQ, understanding what people are trying to do to him, how receivers are trying to attack him, is second to none. And when you watch Jair play, man, that's how he plays.
And the truth may be the best two offseason acquisitions could be Za'Darius and Preston Smith. And these guys like to have a lot of fun. Yes. They like to celebrate. They're making plays. And they're making the internet here a little bit, too, with all of these celebrations. We've got the Za'Darius sack right here.
Feeding.
As well as the slip and slide. This is great. I mean, we haven't seen this on defense in a very long time. And I think it changes things not only for the players, but for the fans, too.
And it's crazy because now that you're able to do all this, you want to make a play. You want to get a sack so you can go out there and act a fool like this and go out there and act up, man. But, no, I think the fans love it. I mean, when I see people score a touchdown, when I see guys get a sack, I'm tuned in to see what they're going to do. So, I mean, it's entertaining, and, I mean, it makes you hungry because you want to go out there and make as many plays as you possibly can.
So do you have a touchdown celebration maybe in the archives that you wish you could have done?
No, man. I was always one of them guys that really didn't dance in there, man. Get down on my knee, thank the Lord for just blessing me to get in the end zone. And then my last couple of years here, my son started coming up with touchdown dances, and I'm like, man, I cannot go out there and do that. So we picked one that I had to do, and that's the one I always, do my little 360 hands behind the back. That's what my son used to do. But no, other than that, I would probably still be the same.
One of the topics around the NFL is Antonio Brown. He's been making headlines, kind of starting with the cryotherapy, going to Oakland. You had a chance to talk to him out there. Now the recent tweets going after Robert Kraft. This is a very interesting situation.
Very.
Have you spoken to him at all, or what do you tell a guy like that, and do you think he's going to play in the NFL again?
I have not. I have not spoken to him since all this stuff has went down. I think the main thing you could tell a guy right now that's going through all this stuff and shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's, he ran himself out of Oakland. Then you go to New England, and I mean, he didn't run himself out of there by talking and doing all that, but by all this stuff that's going on with him and the the case with the woman and all that stuff, I mean, it kind of got him out of there. But after all that's going down, you still go back to social media. You're still giving out all these tweets. You're still doing that. I mean, you could tell that he does not have the right people in his corner that's telling him the right stuff. You could tell the people are scared to tell him the right things, whether he's going to cut them off or, you know, be mad at them and not talk to them. But at the end of the day, man, somebody has to tell him, you know, dude, you wrong. You are tripping. You need to get your stuff together. Because, you're talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer that's possibly might not never get in now just because of what he's done this last year.
Yeah, it's crazy to see
because
he's arguably maybe the best receiver in the last 5 years in the NFL.
And it's crazy just to see him throw all that away.
Everybody, what do you think of that? The real truth here from James Jones, kind of give you some insight that we normally don't get on this show. We've got more coming up with JJ coming up on the other side of the break. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Back to In the House with James Jones. We are still here with Jordy Nelson. We finna check out the man cave.
Welcome back, everybody. Here with James Jones. We had to throw it back. Great times on the In the House segment with Jordy. What's the last time you talked to Jordy? I know you guys went to dinner with me and Devontae a little while ago, celebrated his retirement.
Yes, last time I talked to Jordy is week 1, so 2 weeks ago in Chicago. I had seen him out there in Chicago, and I said, I know you're not in Chicago and you didn't text me, dude. If I see you walking the streets, I'm going to hit you with my car. But no, I talked to him while I was out there before he went back to Kansas, though.
You guys had such a good relationship.
Yeah.
We were talking about, in the break here with Donald and you guys, with that receiving group. Where do you think that ranks amongst maybe the receiving groups all time?
Number 1.
There you go.
To be honest with you, I have not done the research. I don't know the research, but you're talking about 5 guys, myself, Jordy, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Randall Cobb, all on the same team. And when you look at all our careers, you're talking about guys with over 50 touchdowns, over 5,000 yards individually. I really don't think it's 5 guys that played with each other on the same team that really did what we did on the football field. I would rank us number 1 any day and all day, and that's without even putting J-Mike in there.
I like that. Special group.
Yes.
But this is your show. We got to have a little bit of fun because you brought this to Green Bay. I've been waiting to bring this out.
The hoodie swag.
The hoodie has been hiding underneath. We had to do this for James.
Man,
and there it is.
I would have worn mine. You should have told me to put mine on, man.
So we get to have a little bit of fun with this because the NFL came out with a rule that says you can't wear a hoodie.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And there's the 360 dance that we saw. So what was it like? I know you got names, in a record book, Packers book, but to create a rule and have it named after you, what's that like?
It's crazy, man, because whenever anybody sees me, what I did on the football field, an analyst now, they're like, that's the hoodie dude right there.
That's the hoodie guy.
No, man, I was at practice one day, and it was -10, and we were practicing outside. We're practicing hoodies. Everybody was by the heaters, and I was just over there all warm. I was nice and warm.
Hey,
and I'm I'm going to wear this thing in the game. Everybody thought I was crazy, but I wore it anyway, and now it was trending.
The rest is history. All right. Hoodie from James Jones. We'll be right back. We got more Inside the Huddle right after the break. The 2-foot nachos, a staple here at the Green Bay Distillery. Welcome back to Inside the Huddle. We're here with James Jones. Want to get the fans involved. We got a couple audience questions. Want to find out what JJ has to say. We want to start with Brian from Green Bay. What's your question for JJ?
Hey, James, how much does the rain like we had yesterday affect a receiver?
Man, we hate the rain, man. Yes. There is no rain gloves. There's nothing you can do. Aaron's not throwing the ball softer in the rain. So before usually rain games started, we usually tell Aaron, look over there first before you come over here if you don't really need me. No, man, the ball's just real slippery. The ground is wet. You'll take snow over rain any day.
Dave, what's your question? Dave from Green Bay, SoCal Packer backers.
James, I'm a big fan from California. My question is this, your hashtag NTAF, huge inspiration for a lot of people. How did you come up with that?
When I was in college, I used to write a lot of stuff on my closet in college, so I never got my deposit back for my rent. But NTAF was one of the things I wrote on there, and it means never think about failure. So when I got drafted all my years in college, every time I would sign my autograph, I would put NTAF. So I let all the kids know, man, no matter what you've been through, man, never think about failure.
Everybody, how about that? Never think about failure. One more question. We've got Everett from Two Rivers. What's your question?
Hi, James. The question is on why is the back shoulder pass still so effective in the NFL?
It's so effective because the defender does not know when the ball is left out of the quarterback's hand, especially in man-to-man coverage. So, when we're running down the field full speed, their job as a defender is they're taught to stay over the top, so you don't get beat over the top for the deep ball. So when Aaron Rodgers sees the defender a little bit over the top of us, he always throws it back shoulder, which is kind of impossible for any defender to ever stop, especially if it's done right. But I always tell people it's harder on the wide receivers because our job is to run extremely fast and stop on a dime and catch the ball.
We saw it this last week with Devontae. Those are the audience questions. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Inside the Huddle tonight. The Packers are 3-0. We have one more big round of applause for our special guest host tonight, JJ James Jones.
Appreciate that.
Hope to have you back later in the season. You always said the Packers could go 16-0.
I'm always on board, baby.
We'll see what happens. It's the show for tonight. We'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your evening. I like it in the back. You're ready. I saw you. There you go. That's you. There's nobody behind you. Yeah. All right. You ready to rock?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. All right. I'm going to count us down from 3, 2, 1. Coming up this week on Inside the Huddle, we're hanging out with special guest host and Super Bowl champ James Jones.
What's going on, my man?
Good. That's when you got to say. That's when you got to say. Find out. We're just.
That's my time.
That's your time.
I'm supposed to do
You're
the
the star.
talking.
This is your show.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I say anything I want to say.
So you can say anything you want to say.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you was like teeing me up on something.
I'm gonna tee you up to say that,
All
and
right.
then my fault. Well, miscommunication.
Hey,
that's when an incomplete pass happens. That's my fault.
Happens sometime. Okay, so what am I supposed to do?
So
I got you.
I got you. Always got jokes. You guys having a good time? Yeah? All right. Do this and we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, I got you, man.
I love it.
All right. You should have just told me that last time.
Coming out here. All right, 3, 2, 1. This week on Inside the Huddle, we're hanging out with Super Bowl champ James Jones.
And I'm going to tell you why Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 5 TDs on Thursday night, and the Packers going to go 16-0.
I love it. Be sure to watch all season long right here on Inside the Huddle.